Everybody, original Lowrider Flicks. We're in Sacramento, California to debut the Impalas Car Club, the famous chapter that's out here. They got a story to tell, and we're going to start it all off with their author, their president. Sal, introduce yourself.
I'm Sal Herrera. Started this club with a few other members, but been here. We started in 1995. As you can see here, this is our original banner that when we first started, and then we got a flag, but this is what our banners are now, but been doing this my whole life. So, and then this is basically my shop, but here's my 59. Candy Brandy Wine, painted by Lucky 7 Customs. And it was painted in 1995.
So this is Candy Brandy Wine in the base, and it's got a black pearl in it?
Yes, it's got black pearl, it's got the fades, that Marco's from Lucky 7 is famous for. Pinstriping by Danny D. Skirts have been, so even though the car was painted back in the 90s, these skirts are fresh from when I got it. I did the top, did the interior, did the skirts. We've done everything on it. We've done the music, we did the motor, had to rebuild it, painted the engine compartment, the whole works.
So this paint job's almost 30 years old, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Hard to imagine. And you get around in it too, right?
Yeah.
And it still looks as good.
We drive it. It's a driver. I trailer it, but I drive it too. I mean, I've driven to Hollister, Gilroy, I've driven to Fresno. In 110-degree heat. This thing is built to drive and show.
And this is your family right here?
This is my son Sal, and then my wife Amanda, Carisma, and Isabel. And my kids grew up in the back seat of the car asleep. I got pictures of them passed out with my Letterman jacket, giving them covers.
1 in the morning, 2 in the morning with the top down.
Yeah, we definitely, it's a family affair, and everybody that knows me knows that where I go, my kids go. So since day one, I've always made it. This chapter especially is family oriented. We don't play with nothing else. We make sure everybody's welcome. The family's there, and my kids are always with me. That's my. Besides the love that I have for this club, my kids and my wife, and that comes first too. So, yep.
You have a nice dwelling here, nice garage right here, where you work on all kinds of cars. So there's all kinds. We've seen welding machines. You pretty much do it all, and I could see all the memorabilia you have up against the wall.
Yeah, that's
What is very unique to me, though, going back, and you're like almost 3 decades. That banner you just pointed out, it's got to be special to you because, back in those days, embroidery, that's the way it looked, and we thought it was the best looking work ever.
Yeah.
Until, now you compare it to what they make now. Yeah. For all those years that you've been in the club, how about your plaques? Who came up with the design on the plaque?
So the plaque, the story that I've heard from Robbie, is the I is from a 68, and then the S is from the Dodgers S. That's where they get the wing, and it's always been like that. But brass, the plaques were made out of brass. They're found. So my chapter specifically, we have it where we're nostalgic. We only allow brass plaques. They're not allowed to be engraved. They're not allowed to be chromed. There will always be brass, and same with the traditional lowrider lift we got. We roll 13s and we'll accept 14s, but mainly we roll 13s with spokes or stocks, and and they gotta be, it's more of a, it's a lowrider club, you know what I mean? So we wanna make sure we're rolling, looking good with lowriders. And as you're saying, the shop here, this is my memorabilia, that's from past shows that I've been doing throughout the year. I still got a stack that I haven't been able to put up, but throughout the years, it's all the different shows I've done. I got original from when Lowrider did the Super Show back in the 90s. I got posters with Cow Palace. That was what was big for us back in the day. And so I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said, me and a couple friends started this chapter. I had a good friend in NorCal. His name was Louis Mariscal. And he was in the NorCal chapter, and that's how we got connected to start this chapter.
How long have you been president?
I've been president for, was it 15 years? I think it's somewhere around there, 15, 16 years, I believe. Maybe a little bit more. Lost track. Yeah, since 2010. So.
Officers in the club?
So officers, I got Miguel, he's my vice president.
Okay, you want to step over here?
And I was lucky to find this guy. This guy's he's a trooper, man. He definitely puts in work. He does a lot of hands-on. He's got a lot of positivity in him. He's got a lot of he's new, so he's got the
energy.
The energy. He's got the light, so that helps us. That we've been here for a while. You kind of get settled in, and this guy's over here lighting a fire under us. Like, let's go. We got to do this. We got to do that. So he's definitely good. I believe all my membership. And not only just him though, all my membership, all these guys, they're all great. Everybody has done, I think this chapter has never been better than with the crew I got right now. I've been here, like I said, I started this chapter back in '95, so me and a few other people, but it's like, it just gets better and better. You know, there's always, oh yeah, it was a great times back then, but you can't beat what we got going on now. The friendship, the togetherness that everybody has, everybody brings something positive to the table, and it's an honor to be in this club, in my chapter, I believe, for me.
You guys have your own bylaws?
We do. We have our own guidelines that we've written, and then, as they say, we write them, they're written in blood, because every time somebody does something wrong, new rule. But we're very strict. We are one of the strictest chapters, I believe, and I think I got that fame throughout the club. We got 40-something chapters, but like I said, we stick to it because everything I've done, all my rules are made from experiences I've had, and in this much, almost 30 years, I've basically heard everything, seen everything, and know of every excuse or problem that's going on. But it's this thing is just like I said, I'm ecstatic to be in this club. It's my life. I don't do nothing else but it. All my friends are Impalas. My vacation friends, they're all Impalas. I live in Impalas 100%. Everybody and everybody I hang out with is Impalas.
So to join your chapter, what does it take?
So we're raising the bar. We're on even entry membership. You got to have a clean car. You got to have a presentable engine, presentable trunk interior, of course. No major chips. It's kind of hard getting everybody to do that, but little tiny little chip or something would be, I guess, all right if it isn't that bad. But not only that, it also comes down to the person. And I have a year-long probation period, and that puts the people, I think, to the test because you have to be committed to try to stay here for a year. You know what I mean? We've done 3-month membership, 6-month membership, and it seems like the year kind of weeds out the people that aren't in it for the real. You know, you get people that just want the plaque for some reason and don't want to bring the car out, and I think we're slowly weeding all that out, and it's been working out for us.
Beautiful. Miguel? So it takes a year or so, and they can only wear colors until they earn the time when they can actually fly the flag.
Right.
And I know, in a lot of ways, a year is a long time. What do you guys have when it comes to meetings? You have every week, every 2 weeks?
First and third, and then we try to have them once a month if we can, and sometimes we're doing so many activities throughout the year that we tend to miss a meeting here and there, but we try to have them once a month, try to get our schedule together for the year, for the upcoming events or anything that's coming up. We try to schedule that, and but we're usually all together. You know, we party together, we have fun together, we do events on weekends together. So really, we can have a meeting every week if we wanted to, because we're always together.
At the end of the day, though, just wearing the colors, wearing the shirts, the sweatshirts, the jackets, doesn't really mean too much until you do fly the plaque. To get in this club and fly a plaque after about a year, it's going to take about a year to go through all the paint, the interior, and all that.
Yeah.
To make the grade for anybody that wants to join the club, they can easily lose interest with a meeting here and there all the time. So,
Yeah, so
what do you guys think it is that keeps them focused? And they set it as a goal to one day fly this plaque. What keeps them going?
you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I know that in my experience, you know, I've been friends with a lot of our members for over 20 years, and you know, it wasn't until my kids were out of college and school that I was able to finally afford my car. And you know, being around all my old members, all my friends that were members, that I always wanted that pride. I always wanted to be, you know, I wanted to be on the inside instead of looking outside, you know, through the windows. And that plaque's been a brand, you know, and I realized how important it is to have a plaque and to put in that dedication, time, and effort. I mean, having the plaque is just a reward for all the hard work you've done throughout the year to get your car to that quality that is required by our car club. And for my wife and I think I can speak for my wife, is that, you know, for us to reach that goal and then being members and having that plaque, it's prideful. It means a lot in regards to our sacrifices, our hard work, our camaraderie with all our members. Like Sal said too, it comes down to the person too. You know, you have to have good relationships with all your members and get along well, because if you don't, then, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. You know, bad chemistry, and that having a plaque brings all that together, and it focuses on all the important things, you know, and that's what it means to me. I really appreciate it.
I've found that with people that don't want it, or like, I don't want to be in it, or once they start hanging around us, they see the family, or the way this club is like a family. So you could come in, and next thing you know, somebody goes down to one of our other chapters, and they treat them like they've known them forever. And that's what I've seen. A lot of people go like, man, this thing's different than any other club they've ever seen or been around. Because you could go basically all the way down 99, Highway 99, and we got a chapter in every town. You break down, people, or you just going down there, people invite you, next thing you know, you're barbecuing, or somebody's there to rescue you if you've got a flat tire or something, but everyone treats you like family. And I haven't seen that. Yeah, again, I've never been to no other club, but I haven't seen that in a lot of clubs. And I know with us, everybody's family. Once you're in Impalas, everybody's family, you know?
Everybody knows each other by their name.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, what's up, Holmes?
Yeah,
And that's it. What everybody does now, I've noticed that throughout the years with you guys, that it is all one big family. But that comes, I guess, from the founders, and it trickles on down. And you guys got good examples, but it's cool, man, that you guys are an inclusive car club that only allows a certain type of make and model. That's what's the great thing, and that's kind of hard to do, you know, because you know, there's other makes and models that are out there, but you guys are alienating yourselves only to have a certain type of vehicle, and you guys are spread out all over the place and everywhere, even down to San Diego, the way Rabbit holds himself together, man, and represents the club. It all starts from this gathering tonight with, you know, everybody bringing Christmas gifts. It starts because of the patent, and it just trickles on down. And whether you have bylaws, you have them written down, everybody gets with the program. And I guess even if it takes a year to finally fly that plaque, you have to invest and earn it to get to where you're at, to wear those colors. Then that's when you wear the colors after. You can always say, why wear them, but I also fly the plaque and I drive to all the gatherings.
Yeah.
So from within, and then you go out there into the streets of Sacramento, the community, of course, you've mentioned that you do community services, charity events. when you get out there, what's the culture like? There's a lot of other big car clubs. Now, I know that being out this way, there's New Style, Low Creations, Conspiracy, Lowistics. They've been around for a long, long time. And you guys are predominantly, I mean, you guys are out there all over the place. How do you become accepted? How do you fit in? And you guys have been around a long time too, and you've earned it. But do you guys get along with everybody out there?
Yeah, so that's the thing about Sacramento. So when we started the club, out of the clubs that are still out there right now, there's only a select few that were there. I started in the 90s, right? So from the 90s, there's only a select few that are there. But we still hang out. We're like family. Everyone that we see, we know each other. All the clubs take us in. We take them in. You know what I mean? It's like family out there with the clubs as well. We get along great with everyone. And that's the thing is we don't get involved with no politics. So this guy's doing this, that guy's doing that. That's how I've seen that we avoid getting in any kind of drama or anything else. You know what I mean? And we have a relationship with small clubs, big clubs, the whole works. And we just go out. What we do, like I tell everybody, we're going to go out and cruise. We're going to go out and support who we can. And if we can't make it to your event, there's no hard feelings, but there's a lot of stuff. We have 1 million chapters, you know what I mean? So there's sometimes that we have to do club stuff, and sometimes we can't make the local events. But all the Sacramento clubs, where they know who we are, we know who they are, and we just that's the thing about Sacramento. It's always been a tight-knit community. We actually gathered and do like a president's meeting at the beginning of the year with all the presidents, and that way we sorted out what's going on. People aren't stepping on people's toes with shows and stuff, and it's always been working out. Everybody has a mutual respect out there.
Yeah. You guys are in the cruising and hitting the streets, so when you do that, what kind of events do you put on out there?
So we have a couple members that started this called Back to Broadway, and then we just took off and we made it the club thing, and next thing you know, it started getting, we'll shut down Broadway, and this was before the no cruising ordinance was taken off. The cops haven't been messing, the truth is cops haven't messed with us forever on cruising. They kind of accepted us. They would hang out with us. We'd be there, they'd come over, check out our cars, hanging out with us, and next thing you know, we got Broadway closed down from one end to the other. And we'll just randomly throw it out there and, we're going to do it this month. Boom, next thing you know, It's a big old event. We still do it old school, you know what I mean? It's like we're going to come out and cruise, and that's that. We haven't been really, we never did the permits and all that. Now it's legal and stuff, and to this day we're still doing it, whether it was legal or not. But thanks to everybody, all of us here in Sacramento pulled together and they did that no cruising ordinance ban or whatever. They got rid of that, so now we're still out there.
You know, a good example about that is we were in contact the last Back to Broadway. We were in contact with the second watch lieutenant from Sacramento, and at the end of the night, when we reported to him that cruise is over, we're going to clean up the streets because all our members, we sat there after the cruise was over and we picked up the entire Broadway, all the trash people left behind, all the bottles, everything. And we left Broadway super clean. But one of the best things about that is that the second watch commander said that there was an estimated of 1,300 cars, 1,300 people at that event, Back to Broadway, 540-something cars, and not one single call to the police department, 911, or anything complaining about the cruise. You know, and I think that speaks loudly about Sacramento, how well people get along. Not only that, but we had people as far as LA to Eureka. We even had members from Oregon come down here. 2 members came all the way from Oregon to come hang out with us on that cruise.
And, low riding, we're always stereotyped, no matter where we are. But you have to break those barriers. You got to cross that bridge, and the first ones you got to get through is law enforcement, cops, or whatever you want to call them. And I know things have changed over the years. Heck, when we just did the Sacramento Super Show at Cal Expo, the cops were there. Their presence wasn't really felt all that much, or only a few of them, and they were worried about wild 49er fans because the 49ers at that time were winning. They were in first place and all that. That's all they cared about. But they were pretty cool with the low riding movement and the culture the way it is. And it's because it's not like it used to be anymore. I mean, family, the kids are involved in it. The kids are either building cars or letting go of their bikes and pedal cars, and they're ready to, get a driver's license and continue the traditions. And I think the cops see that. Hell, cops are lowriders too now. Yep. But it takes gatherings where you can take your club out there and organize something where all the car clubs get together, and that's a test right there for everybody to see. And if everybody gets along, they set the right standard and example for all lowriders all the way back to East LA and Whittier Boulevard. If you guys can do that up here, why can't we? And it's always going to be one foolish person is going to ruin it for all of us. But I mean, I think everybody, it catches on. I mean, it's,
Exactly. We have members from all walks of life here. I mean, we have retired police officers, retired correctional officers in our chapter alone. Retired gang members.
Retired gang members.
But that's a perfect example that low riding is not, a stereotype. It's a culture, and bringing all these people from different walks of life, to sit in the same family, that speaks volumes for what the lowriders community brought to all of us.
One last thing. So you get into your car club, right? And it takes about a year to get in. It gives you enough time to check out. Not just anybody can be in this car club. Even though I came in with an Impala right now, and I got in, I got to wait around a year. You got to get to know me, who I am, what I'm all about. And people change, or they don't show you everything how they really are, their true characters. And you're going to get politics. Well, I don't want to do this. Well, I want to go here, and I want to go there. And I mean, that year gives you a chance to run these people through their probation time and all that, but you get a chance to know who's in your club, who's going to go with a program, who's going to try and change the channel, and then you just let them out of here. So knowing that, do you get a lot of members? It takes special members to get in this car club?
Yeah, no, so
right off the bat.
Like I said, it weeds the people out, and like you're saying, what I tell people is like experience. You get to know us, and we get to know you, because sometimes you might be really, like Miguel could be really cool, but his wife doesn't get along with the other wives. So it shows that example. Well, I'm just using him as an example, but with anybody, you come in and sometimes
real nice.
Sometimes, no, just kidding. No, but yeah, no, it definitely opens up, and it lets, and like I tell them, you got to be committed, because what I tell people, this isn't a local club. This isn't a Sacramento club. This is a worldwide club. So you're not just committed just to Sacramento only events. You got to be able to, like, we're going, like this year we did New Mexico all chapters. Next year is Texas. So this isn't like, oh yeah, let's just go cruise Sacramento. You're in it for a good. That's a lot of money. You're involved. Your whole family. What I try to tell people is you got to be able and willing and you got to be willing to do what we do, which is travel, and that's why it's not for everybody. Right. And again, we're not. We are a one make one model club, so you get a different. We're already kind of being picky as it is with just pure Impalas, but then just the crew the people that comes. A lot of people are like, nah, I just want to do Sacramento stuff. I just want to. Well, sorry, we're not a Sacramento club. We're worldwide. We just opened up Australia recently, our chapter number 42.
There you go. I was just going to ask you how many chapters are in the Impalas Car Club. Well, speaking for all the chapters, you guys, all the chapters are very well represented by the Sacramento chapter. Everything you have to say here, I'm sure there's a book about that and how to act and how to carry yourself, how to represent yourself, and that's good for everybody. I know that there's a passion in here. And it's beautiful. All I can say is you guys got to keep it going, man, because this is a good example. Not only you guys are representing all the chapters out there, you're telling their story, but everybody gets a chance to see this story. And if you have complications with your car club, and sometimes you don't have bylaws, but you can't get everybody in the same program, you got to have a passion, of course, but you got to have a passion and love for each other, because we're all in it together, right?
I think that's the most important thing, having respect for the flag and having respect for your members, and vice versa, make sure that they respect what you have going on here and what you represent, and how every time you're out there, what you're doing out on the streets, you're representing your members too. You're not just representing yourself and your car, you're representing everybody involved. That means everybody in San Diego, you in San Jose, you know, wherever you're at, that's what you're representing, not just Sacramento, you're representing everybody that has a plaque.
All right, something else that's happening special tonight because it is the holidays, Christmas, the tree, the gifts exchange and everything. Sal, Miguel, what else are you guys doing out there for the club?
So,
What's on the calendar?
So this year, 2024, there's an opportunity that we have coming up is we're hoping to join up with Placer County Probation Department and the Latino leadership community. We know that there's a lot of underprivileged kids and also kids that have been in the system, and a lot of these kids are in the juvenile hall or on probation or have at one point been removed from their homes, and that relates to a lot of our members, not members here, but a lot of members and people in the Lowrider community, and they've overcome and been able to at one point build a car. So we're going to team up with Placer County Probation and hopefully do a program together with them so that we can help these children that are growing up and at risk, so that we can provide an outlet for them and a different passion and help them develop a love for low riding, and we're going to hopefully reach out to other car clubs that want to join in with us, and but we're going to spearhead this, Sacramento College, and we're hoping we're doing sometime in April, and then maybe another back to Broadway soon.
yeah, we'll try to sneak in a back to Broadway sometime pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And we do a lot of outreach stuff. We just recently did the Veterans Day Parade. Like I said, we do toy drives. Our Modesto chapter actually had a toy drive today. Otherwise, we'd have some members out there today as well. But yeah, no, today we're doing our annual Christmas party. So we got all the family here, and we got all the presents and stuff. We're gonna do a white elephant gift exchange and party up for the year.
Beautiful. There you go. Happy holidays from the Impalas.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So let's check out the Impalas rides. And of course, they are Impalas. And we'll start right off over here to our left, to everybody's favorite, the 64 Impala. Let's introduce you to the proud owner here.
I'm Brandon King. This is my daughter, Genevicia. This is my 64 Impala.
How long have you had this?
I've had this one for 5 years.
How long have you been in the club?
About 4.
4 years already?
Almost.
Why a 64? I know everybody gets asked that question.
Oh, that's
because there's a lot of them and they're popular.
That's the dream car right there, 64. You know?
What's special about it besides, this is a unique color. It's a blend, right?
Yeah, the top's a white Cadillac Escalade Pearl. The bottom is a Chevy Pewter, GM Pewter. And I've done a few upgrades. Just almost the whole drivetrain has all been redone from the motor to the rear end. Me and Gilbert over here, we just took apart the axles, took the whole rear end apart, put it all back together, swapped the motor, put a 350 in there, double chain roller. It's 400 horse, it's got rockers on the top and bottom. It's a runner, we ride everywhere.
What's the interior look like?
The interior is just white with some silver inserts. Pick it up with you. Overall clean car. It's not a trailer queen. We drive it everywhere. From Sacramento almost to LA.
That's good. That's what they're doing. Very nice. What's the best part of being an Impala member?
The best part is the family part of it. All of us are pretty much family here. I mean, everything from barbecues to birthday parties, everything, we're all there. If cars are down, we're all got our hands in there and we all help.
And the best part also, speaking about parties and families, you guys are having a Christmas party tonight as well.
Yes, we
I
are.
see everybody unloading gifts.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, from a 64, we're going to jump into a 63 Super Sport. You're the proud owner of this one.
Yeah.
Take us on a tour.
We're looking at a 63 Impala Super Sport. I've had this car 42 years. I used to sit in this when I was a little boy, about 7, 8 years old. I used to play in it. It was my uncle's car in a ranch in Orland. And I was about 20, so I told my dad, let's go get it, Dad. He goes, okay. So he paid my uncle $300. I was just supposed to get it. And my uncle made me pay another $300. And my dad was so mad. I told him, Dad, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. No, your uncle's like that. So, you know, whatever. But it's been a total ground-up restoration. Got a Pasion tractor in the back, 355 Pasion with a stall converter, $700 transmission overdrive. Got 4-wheel disc brakes. It's a roller like Brandon, 400 horse. I don't really put spokes on it yet because it's hard for me to lower it with these with the way the wheels stick out a little bit more. But I enjoy riding it, and everywhere these guys go, they know I'm there. I'm gonna go, and if I have to help them get their car there, we're going.
What are the special features that the Super Sport has?
Bucket seats. This one I added air conditioning. What's unique about it is the instrument cluster. It was hand custom made.
Let's have a look at that. And the console too, right?
The console instrument cluster. I haven't seen one like that. It's integrated into the actual dash panel. Everything works in there. Again, I just enjoy it so much that I'm glad to be part of this club, to just be able to have activities and take it out.
So what are the unique accessories? What separates the SS Impala from the regular Impalas?
Well, from just an accessory that I added or I like the most of this vehicle is just driving it and looking at my instrument cluster. And my instrument clusters, it was custom built, and I came up with the idea of actually putting the dial indicators into the dash and integrating them.
Let's see.
And actually making everything work.
Got a console happening and everything that comes with a Super Sport also, right?
Yeah, I integrated a console out of a 65 Impala in there just because of the overdrive and the detent to make it work correctly. But the steering is real tight. You can just let go of the steering wheel and it'll go straight.
Air conditioning too.
You have air conditioning, of course heat. Right now you need it. And again, it's what I like about this club is that we're able to go and have activities together and do things.
Beautiful. And now we jump into the Vice President's car and his wife. Miguel, how you doing there, man?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Real good. Explain your car, and not just the body style, the model, making year, but this is a full-on family project where you actually
Absolutely.
built this vehicle inside your garage.
Yeah, 100%.
You and your wife.
Yeah, we bought this car from Missouri. It was actually out of the St. Louis factory, and when we first bought it, it was a beat-up red car with black interior and a black top, and we noticed that every time we go out cruising, there's a lot of cars that fit that color pattern. So my wife and I decided to do a complete frame off in my garage, and my kids, for one of my birthdays, they bought me a lift. So originally I just wanted to paint the car, and because my kids bought me a lift, and I said, all right, let's just take it off the frame. And my wife and I did the body work. We painted the chassis, all the interior. We sat there and, pinned all the interior inside the living room. And the pinstriping was done by DP Line Art out of Sacramento. And once we had the body work done and the primer and everything was ready to go, our president from Sacramento, Sal Herrera, Frame Off Customs, he actually painted the car jet black, and we reversed the color scheme, and the engine was actually installed by Gilbert, one of our members here with 63 Impala, and I did the airbags. I run 2 alternators and 2 batteries because I have 8,000 watts in my stereo system, and I have about 8 mids and highs in here. You can't really see them, everything's kind of hidden. And this is when we were young. My dad used to have a 4-door, a red 4-door, and we took it to Mexico one year and we didn't come back with it. So it broke down in Mexico, and that's where we left it, so we flew back. And ever since then, 65's been my dream car.
So this is a family affair right here.
Absolutely.
So how far, I mean, you get a lift and then you put the car up on a lift, drop the frame. So pretty much when you drop a frame, everything comes off of this complete car. Everything start all over.
Yes.
You got to do the body work. So when you think of a car and you just buy a car, you jump in and you can just go anywhere. And then you restore this one.
Yes.
And then paint it black, stripe it, customize it and all that. Who would ever think, a lot of people don't know what the ingredients are on building these cars. I mean, they send them out to get done, but no one actually does all of it, especially coming from a family. So your wife's involved. You got at this time, you got to think that was the wrong gift to give them. Where do we even start? Especially for a woman, mechanics, and this being a predominantly male hobby. But things are changing now because women are driving lowriders now. But you're actually involved with your husband, helping to build, paint, and do body work. Did you ever lose faith at all during that build?
Well, he'll tell you that, my gosh, he'll always say that you need to, I think that, well, I don't want to say I did, but it was such a big project, right? Like, it's such a big project that I said, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to do this? Are we going to pull this off? Is this car going to come together? And even the color that he picked, the torch red, I said, I don't even know if that's going to work, honey. But it looks amazing. I am very impressed and proud of my husband for taking on this project. And I'm so proud of our kids. Every one of our children also even had a hand in touching the car and doing some work on the car. This is truly a family project. And we love it. Like, we couldn't believe, like, you know, our children are older now, so we are very honored to have time and the means to do this. This is fun for us. We really enjoy it.
It's priceless. So at the end of the day, there's no way you can put value on this car. You can't have an automobile appraiser come here and give you a value when everybody has their hands on it, Miguel.
No, absolutely not. It's
This is a family heirloom now.
Yeah, we did have we were in Southern California. Actually, we were in Pismo, and a guy from Australia was here at the Pismo car show, and he offered me $75,000 for the car, and you know, it's not worth that to us. To my wife and I, this car is priceless, and we'll buy another one later. But this was very unique to us. It's something that we put together ourselves, and nothing can top that. You know, we didn't have to wait for anybody. We didn't have to contract anybody to do any of the work. We did it ourselves, and we did it in 8 months, all the way from the frame up. You know, I have a full-time job, and after work every day we were in the garage together. She was blocking and sanding while I was looking up YouTube how to do it, and that's how we learned. We learned everything on YouTube, and that was our teacher.
You guys have plans on another car going towards the future, like we're saying. What will that be?
We have our eyes set on a 60. So
On a 60?
Impala, hard top this time, and we're just kind of playing with the idea right now. So, but that's in the radar.
You guys can't wait to turn those wrenches, huh?
Yeah.
And do the impossible.
Yep, absolutely. It wasn't impossible. This is we're proof that we were inexperienced. You know, and we literally YouTubed everything on how to do it. It was trial and error, but we managed to get it done. We worked through all the little, you know, hard tasks of taking off wrenches. You know, bolts were breaking. We were trying to take it off the frame, and you know, we couldn't take apart our drums because they were seized onto the rotors, and we did everything. It's a 4-disc conversion, 4-disc brakes all the way around. It's just a great car.
For a lot of us, it is impossible. But then one thing that's proven here is a family that builds together, stays together.
Well,
That's a beautiful thing.
In the middle of this, we were ready to sleep in separate beds, but lucky for us, we pulled together and finished the car. So
Beautiful. A lot of passion.
yes, absolutely.